Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to La Cañada, California. We're at St. Francis High School, home of the Golden Knights, where your Monrovia Wildcats are in their last non-league game of the year. I'm John Russell. To my left is Coach Dave Hart, and Coach is wearing a beautiful green Hawaiian shirt. And why is that, Coach?
It's the end of the vacation. This has been non-league. It's been a great run, but now we go to work, and it's back to work with the league facing us next 5 weeks.
So the fifth game of the season. It's the last game. We've got the police coming overhead. We've had the national anthem. The Monrovia Wildcats have accepted the ball first. We're not sure if they won the toss or not, but
that's the story we're telling.
Right now they won the toss and chose to take the ball first. The Golden Knights will be kicking off, and we're about to get started here, folks. Again, a beautiful night for football. Monrovia will get the ball first. Deep for the Wildcats will be Anthony Kraft, number 8, and Jacob Bueno, number 4, and that is a touchback. So the Wildcats will get started on their own 20. And starting lineup tonight for the Wildcats on offense across the front line, left to right. Left tackle, Isaac Miravet. Left guard, Will Thorne. Center, Eric Brooks. Right guard, Josh Cano, and right tackle, Matt Norman. Of course, Blake Hayworth will be the quarterback. He's thrown for over 800 yards and 8 touchdowns in the 4 non-conference, non-league games that he's faced this year. The wideouts will be Mason Bryant and Jeremy Haney. You'll see Anthony Kraft and Luis Javier in the slot, and Javontre Ainsworth is the running back. So here we go, folks. First play of the night after the kickoff. G Frazier's in. Handoff is to Ainsworth. He cuts back and does a great job of getting about 6 yards, Coach.
Yeah, that was a nicely designed play, and Javontre just read the opening to the right. It was going to be off tackle there between guard and tackle. Saw his opening, cut back in. Nice gain.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 4, about 6 yards for Javontre there. And 11:27 left to go in the first quarter. We're just underway. Hayworth under center. Gives the ball to Ainsworth again. He's fighting and tossing, and he's right at the sticks, Coach.
That's going to put him just short. Wildcats look like they're looking to establish a run game here tonight, just to set up the pass that they have. But if you can get the run rolling, I think they want to keep the ball out of the Knights' hands because they're a pass-happy team, and we want to keep them out of the offensive end.
So 3rd and 1 from the 29-yard line. Hayworth again under center. G5 in motion. Quick pass right at the sticks. Anthony Kraft has the ball, and he's broken first tackle and ran out of bounds right at the 41-yard line. So a gain of 12 yards, and it's always good to get your quarterback's confidence with a quick hitter like that, right, Coach?
Yeah, and that's that one that some people would call that long handoff because it's a quick hitter. It's fast. They had a lot of success actually last week with that particular play against South Hills.
So Hayworth's first pass of the night, just a quick hitch out to Kraft on the far side to the Hayworth's right. He's got Bryant to his left, Kraft to his right, 2 tight ends, takes a quick step. He's looking for Kraft. The ball's over his head, so first incompletion of the night, and that stops the clock with 10:34, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line.
Nice protection there. He had the chance. He actually double clutched there looking for his receiver as he went through his progression. And offensive line did a nice job of giving him a pocket to throw through. He just didn't connect. Cats are coming off a near victory last week after trailing 30-0, and they rallied back to a 30-27 loss.
Frazier in motion. The pitch is to Ainsworth. To Hayworth's left. He cuts up and he's got room. He's off to the races. I don't think anyone's got one play to beat. Didn't quite read his blocks downfield, did he, Coach?
No, he had a block. Mason Bryant was down there trying to set him up, and I think Javontre was just focused on that end zone and unable to make that last guy miss.
Well, kind of nitpicking there on a 45-yard run, but Javontre with a 45-yard run squirting through, and the Wildcats are in business in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 14, and Coach Dave Hart is handyman on the spot, got our monitor up and running. Thank you, AV man. The ball goes to Ainsworth again. This time he's bottled up at around the 10-11-yard line. We'll give him a gain of 3 down to the 11. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, nice little read there again. He's following G5, jumped back to the inside to turn what could have been a no gain into a gain of about almost 3.
So the big play on this drive, this is the 6th, 7th play of the drive. Javontre Ainsworth on a 45-yard scamper up the gut of St. Francis, and Wildcats down to the 11-yard line. Ball goes to Ainsworth again. He's scooting and cuts back nicely, gets down inside the 10, probably to the 9, about a gain of 2 yards, and a critical 3rd down on this drive.
Well, this game's already shaping up. I know the announcer from St. Francis early said this is the clash of the Titans, if you will, even though they're the Golden Knights and the Wildcats, that these are the two of the top teams in the Valley right now, and certainly rankings and records would reflect that.
So Kevin Bailey in at tight end right now, where Brett Walsh normally would be, and Frazier in at the other tight end. And the ball is being thrown, and Blake Hayworth is sacked for a loss. So out of the heavy formation, the Wildcats decide to throw. Coach, what do you think of that call?
Well, I think the thought was good. I think he just wasn't able. They just had a good defensive coverage, and it looked like Anthony Kraft was going to be the intended receiver, and he just had someone on his inside shoulder, and Brett had to double clutch, or Blake, I should say, had to double clutch, and that was just too long.
So Mason Bryant in to attempt a 32-yard field goal. The ball will be set down on the 22. 8:11 to go in the first quarter. Snap, hold, and a beautiful kick. Nothing but that would have been good from 50.
That was an outstanding execution.
So the Wildcats draw first blood, and at 8:04 left to go in the first quarter, the drive gets down to the 9-yard line, but the sack does enable the Wildcats to attempt a 32-yard field goal that Mason Bryant knocks through the uprights. And Coach, you also got to like the fact that if the receiver's not there, that Blake's not going to throw it up, and maybe earlier in the season he would have done that.
Yeah, he's definitely continued to mature from last year into this year. He was kind of put a little bit under the gun, I think, early, because, again, the Cats weren't quite sure, I think, of the identity of their running backs, which has begun to establish itself with Javonte and Darian. And we watched that game against Ayala where it appeared he was really forcing things, and his evolution has just been excellent as far as his decision making. I don't have the play. I'll take the sack. We get a field goal chance.
So Mason Bryant will kick off from the 40-yard line with 8:04, and I think I saw a stat that you had that about 70% of his kicks have been going for touchbacks.
Yeah, and I think the few that have not is generally intended to not go in the end zone.
So Bryant with a long line drive, and there's no way that's going to be returned, almost out the back of the end zone. So with 8:04 left to go, the Wildcats 3, the Golden Knights nothing. The Golden Knights will get their first chance at a drive tonight. And talking to the coaches before the game, this is a team that throws 2/3 of the time, about 65% of the time. They like to air it out, and they got a quarterback who can make the throws according to the coaches.
Yeah, that's what I understand. They were saying that this guy has got D1 potential, and we'll see what he has.
So after this play, I'll give you the defensive line, the defense starting up. There's a handoff this time, and who's in the backfield making the tackle but Brett Walsh. Walsh with his first tackle of the night.
That was going to be my guess, that Brett Walsh would somewhere be involved.
So the Wildcats are going to be doing something different tonight. They're going to start 4 down linemen instead of the normal 3-4. They're going to go 4-3. Kevin Bailey will be a defensive end. Rafael Garcia will be at the nose. Isaac Miravet will be at the other tackle. George Frazier will put his hand in the ground, and they're going to go 4-3. They want to get pressure on number 4, Leibowitz. Gain of 2 on the first down for the Knights. They're getting pressure, and there's a screen play, and there's plenty of room to run, and that's a great call with trying to get pressure. But number 20, that's number 22, Jeremy Haney on the tackle, does a good job of bringing the ball player down, but not before a gain of about 17 yards, Coach.
Well, and that's the thing. When you add pressure on the rush, that means you've dropped one man in the passing zones, and that creates those kinds of gaps.
So 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Golden Knights are going to work with 4 receivers to the right. They like to spread things out, 1 to the left. Quarterback under center. They're trying to get him some pressure, and then he dumps it, just gets a little dump off. And that's going to be a gain of about 8 yards up to the, we'll say, the 47-yard line. Going to bring up 2nd and short. We're going to say gain of 9. And was that Luis Javier with the push out of bounds.
Yeah, Jeremy Haney had a very, very deep drop, and that's what these backers are going to have to get a sense for. With all those receivers, you can't overrun your drops.
Running play this time. And who but Brett Walsh over there to make his 2nd tackle of the night. But not before the Golden Knights are able to move the chain. So with 6:48 left to go, the ball player run out of bounds, scores 3-0, and the Golden Knights have moved right to midfield. And let me give you the rest of the starting lineup. Your linebackers are David Gallegos, Brett Walsh, Jeremy Haney, and we will see some of Javontre Ainsworth. The defensive cornerbacks are Darius McClain and Luis Javier, and the safeties are Anthony Kraft and Deshaun Potts. Quarterback with a quick 3-step drop, and that time looked like they weren't on the same page. So getting the offense behind the chains is a good move for the defense here. 2nd and 10.
Anytime you can, even though they are a passing team, anytime you can get them in long yardage, that removes a few of the options that they may try and use, and you're more likely to see what they do on with your tendencies.
So 2nd and 10, ball at the 50. St. Francis a little off schedule here now. It's a chance for the Monrovia defense again in their 4-3. Leibowitz takes the snap. He's looking to his left the whole way. It was tipped at the line, and that's one of the things they say, Coach, right? If you can't get to the quarterback, what do you do?
Get those hands up.
And I wasn't sure if it was.
I think it was George.
G5 getting his hands up, and that brings up 3rd and 10. So this is definitely where the Monrovia defense would like to make sure the Golden Knights are throughout the night, 3rd and long.
Wildcats ran a stunt there where the inside men looped to the outside and the ends crashed, and that enabled them to kind of get a little penetration, and George reached up and took that baby down.
So 6:41 left to go in the first quarter. The Golden Knights in their first drive. 3rd and 10 from the 50. Leibowitz trying to roll to his left, roll into Jay Frazier, and then he just got lit up. And that's Brett Walsh. And Brett, talking before the game, said he planned on bringing the lumber, and Coach, he just did.
Well, and I think as you were talking to the team and that earlier, they were up for this game. There's definitely not a flat spot in this one. This is a big game. It's a statement game for not only the league, but CIF.
Brett said beforehand, he said, and Coach Schuster said, we didn't think that they would get enough pressure, so they planned to give him some pressure. Kraft's going to have to get away with it, and unfortunately this takes a big-time Golden Knight bounce, and this is going to get all the way down to the 1-yard line. 49-yard punt. And no return, and just nothing you can do when that happens, Coach.
Yeah, and this is the first punt we've seen out of him. We were playing that one rather deep. I think Anthony got a little deep on that, and he was back behind he was just a little deep. Usually you like him to set their heels on that 10-yard line and go from there, but they just got a good bounce out of it too.
So 2nd drive of the night for the Wildcats. First drive was a heavy dose of Javontre Ainsworth. Hayworth is under center. G5's in the back. The ball is given to Ainsworth, and he barely gets out of the end zone. No gain.
Yeah, that's the one thing on this right now. Your series is there can't be a lot of dancing. You got to either put your head down and push through if it's there, because you bounce, you're not going anywhere. So find a hole and just go through it, and if there's somebody in front of you, run through them too.
Bryant bringing in the call. Hayworth has him huddled up in the end zone. minutes and counting in the first quarter. Second drive for the Wildcats, second play of that drive. 2nd and 10 from the 1. Kevin Bailey in at tight end. The ball's handed off to Ainsworth. He's got a little bit of running room this time, but that hole closed quickly. No, again, no gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 from the 1, and this is where you worry about the field position game.
Yeah, this is definitely worked to their St. Francis's favor, and you can't get too fancy down here. But we've seen Coach Maddox work some magic on plays like this as well. Go against the grain, if you will, and pull something out. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of a pass or something into the corner outside.
He has no problem in trusting his quarterback in this offense to make the right choices. So 3rd and 10, clock running at 5 o'clock. 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and it looks like
Monrovia called timeout. I think
Monrovia called time.
Coach Maddox, whatever he had planned, kind of, with that defense, I think we need to resettle. Either that or they came out with not what the coach had called.
So with the timeout at 5:05 left to go in the first quarter, Monrovia is up 3-0, but they are definitely dealing with some difficulties right now with a 3rd and 10 at their own 1-yard line, and you just wonder, with Jeremy Haining having to punt from the back of his end zone, if you'd really like to have gotten out of the shadow of your end zone to give yourself some room. And we have had a punt blocked for safety this season.
Yeah, and that's what's running through my mind is this isn't the kind of situation that the Cats, to this point, have really handled as successfully as I know they would like to. So should it come to a punt situation, it's going to be hold your breath, let's hope for the best.
So hopefully we won't get into that, but Hayworth has got Bryant to his left. Kraft split out wide to his right. There's 2 tight ends and single setback. Straight ahead handoff. Ainsworth fighting to get out of the end zone again. And again, no gain. So 3 straight carries for no yards. And the St. Francis Golden Knights able to pin Monrovia back. That punt now looming large.
Well, and the Knights are coming out with a formation we haven't seen a lot of. They've got 2 deep backs, so it would guess that they tend to try a return of some sort, which would make sense. We're kicking out of our end zone, and they're set at our own 40.
Haney does get the kick away. It's a pretty decent one, but it's definitely returned. It's caught at the 35. And the runner gets through the first line of defense, and he's able to get down to the 21-yard line. Gain of a return of 14 yards, and that's going to put them nearly in the red zone. So difficult train of events there for the Wildcats, but there's not much you can do. You can see right there the number 3 carrying the ball, gathering the ball in. He was able to squirt through the first line.
Yeah, he fashioned a nice little return on that one.
So with 4:13 left to go in the first quarter, Golden Knights go to work on their second drive on the Monrovia 21, and the ball is handed off, but Rafael Garcia shooting the gap there and shutting that play down, Coach.
Kevin Bailey kind of started that up. His penetration kind of blew up any blocking for him, and then Rafael was able to just clean in and sweep up the debris, so to speak.
Bailey coming out and getting a breather. Stefan Golar coming in, and G5 moves from the right side to the left side of the defense. He'll put his hand in the dirt, normally a linebacker playing defensive end. Quarterback again hands to number 11. He's got a little bit of room, but not before it's closed down quickly. And at the bottom of that pile was Darius McLean, who stepped up and made that tackle. Was that Darius or Anthony Kraft?
I think it was Darius. Yeah, I think that was Darius coming up from his corner position.
Yeah, Darius McLean doing a great job of shutting that down. And so with 2 plays, the Golden Knights at the 21-yard line, the best they can do is just lose a yard. So they've got 3rd and 11 from the 22. 3:03 left to go in the first quarter. Quarterback's in shotgun. Leibowitz, they like to throw the ball, but they've come out going against tendency, and they're trying to doing an opposite field screen, and that one shut down, and the defense just stepping up, Coach.
Really big time.
Couldn't get that. Was that Anthony Kraft that came in? We got some great replays for you tonight, folks. So you can see that bubble screen there.
Well, not Alejandro. Is that Brett?
No,
that's
Jeremy
Haney.
Haney with a great tackle. He read that screen all the way. And so now a 42-yard field goal attempt coming now for St. Francis. 43. The ball will be set down at the 33. 2:19 and counting. The kick is up. It looks long enough.
Distance.
42-yard field goal. That's legit. It's 3-3. But you got to tip your cap to the defense because all they did was just punch the clock and make sure St. Francis got nothing.
Yeah, they absolutely stood up tall. I mean, they set their heels on the 20 and said, you're not getting any closer, and in fact drove St. Francis back. So that's a great statement for the defense.
And that's also boding well for the evening because if St. Francis thinks that they're going to run the football on Monrovia, that did not seem to indicate that they're going to have that option. And you also got to wonder that Leibowitz, their quarterback, who the coaches from Monrovia have a lot of respect for, if he's not thinking about the pop that he took from Brett Walsh last series, and that's not in his mind, Coach.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And that might even have been why there was a little more conservativeness to the calls. Let him get his feet back under him.
Exactly. That's a great point. Let's just hand off. Or a quick bubble screen, get the ball out of his hands because he doesn't want to get lit up anymore. That one's out the back. So it looks like St. Francis has got a decent kicker as well. Mason Bryant, obviously the pride of the Monrovia Wildcat kicking game, but St. Francis is countering with their own stellar kicker. We've got 2:13 left to go in the first quarter. Monrovia about to have their third possession. They will start the ball at the 20. At least they're not in the shadow of their own goal line, Coach.
Right, yeah, that would have to be a pretty tall goal line for them to still be that. So they do get to start at 20 and get back to the offense that they were running before.
Bryant is to Hayworth's left. Kraft is in the slot. Haney will be wide right. And single setback is Ainsworth. Darian Jones is out tonight. We won't see him. Hayward takes a snap, and he's looking quick out to Kraft, and Kraft has got some room to run. It's going to be about a gain of 4 yards. And again, just quickly getting the ball out and in your playmaker's hands.
Yeah, and it's always been a strength for the Cats is the speed. And so you've got people out there like that, like Anthony and Mason, and just let them operate in space. And again, nice little downfield stock block by Mason to remove one of the two defenders.
Downfield blocking by the wide receiver is very important. Hayworth under center. Again, he's looking to Mason's left. He's doing a quick out. Ball, unfortunately, bounces off of Mason's hands, but it looked like 44 made a little contact that might have thrown Mason off his route.
Yeah, there was a little bit of you saw Mason's jersey stretch just a little, and who knows, the replacement refs were out of work last night, might have got a quick call. I kid.
So somehow we've just gained 6 inches on the last spot. That ball was in between the 24.5 and the 25, and we just gained a little.
Yeah,
so.
you got a lot of officials who like to be on the even yardage. Makes it easier for everybody.
So 3rd and 5. The clock stops at 1:31 in the first quarter. Hayward takes it, and he rolls to his right. He's looking downfield. He's looking deep downfield, and he's lucky that one didn't get intercepted. But right at the 47-yard line, he's looking for Kraft, and that was a little bit of an ill-advised pass. But
yeah, that one, I would guess, must have been a little bit of a break-in pattern. Blake's talking to Anthony right now, and they're chatting up. And what was your read? What did you see? Why did you go that way, and I went this way?
Yeah, Anthony's still talking, and Hayward's over talking to Maddox, and something broke down, and I don't know if there was a read, like you're saying, a read that was not made. Or
yeah, usually you adjust your route depending on the coverage.
Punt is taken by number 3, St. Francis. He's got room to run. This is coming back. So it helps to break open when you've got people holding on or people blocking in the back. But a flag is down at the 45-yard line. That's going to bring this kick back. But noticing before the game that Haney seems to be kicking the ball better, and I know that it was a little bit rough and tumble with the punt. You can see right here, there's the ball fielded by number 3, and there looks like that might have been the block in the back right there. There's a flag flying
coming
in.
both ways, it looked like.
Great job of getting replays from our Monrovia ROP crew, and they are set up and are ready for this as much as the Wildcat football team is. And that takes the ball all the way back to the 35-yard line. So it was a holding on the return. 1:16 left to go in the first quarter. The Knights with their third possession of the game. Starting at their own 35. Leibowitz hands the ball off. Nope. Zone read, and Kevin Bailey and George Fraser there to just blow that up.
Yeah, the quarterback had a poor read on that one. I don't think he had a chance to read anything. That thing was off and just, as you said, blown up.
Loss of 4, so tackle for loss for the Wildcats there, the first of the night. Second and 14, loss of 4 on that. It's going to put the ball back on the 31-yard line. Leibowitz takes the snap. He's looking all the way to his left, and there's another flag. G5 is giving chase, and he ain't going to outrun G5. Just gets rid of it. But again, a flag has been dropped at the 28-yard line. That's usually the spot where holding is called, right, Coach? And there's the preliminary.
And that's what you got. That's the call that was made. And that's credit to the Wildcat speed, certainly the defensive scheming as well. But Wildcat speed is just something that maybe they just haven't seen as much of. Wow.
So that now the ball is all the way back to the 15. 25.4 seconds left to go. Your score is 3-3. Second and 30 from the 15. They need to get all the way to their own 45 in 2 plays. So the Golden Knights up against it. You imagine this is a draw play or a screen?
Absolutely. That would be my thought. You're going to try and get half of it back if you can.
Leibowitz looking long. He throws it out in the flats. Haney's there. Walsh closes, though. Walsh is the first one there. Quick tackle down. Ball's down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 10. That's still going to bring up 3rd and 30. Brett with his 3rd tackle of the night. 3rd and 20. 3rd and 20. And that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. So little uneven first quarter, Coach, but it's 3-3, and you'd expect these teams still feeling the game out, trying to figure out who's going to be standing after 4 quarters. But after 1 quarter, our score is 3-3. The Knights will be facing a 3rd and 20. They will be going from east to west this half. And while we got a timeout for you, we want to remind you that next week the Wildcats start league play, and we're looking at the crowd. And folks, you have been traveling really well, Coach. You brought that out.
Tonight is amazing. They've got 3 sets of stands, and we've filled all 3.
So
and there's people standing.
There's standing room only. So quite a crowd here in La Cañada Friedman Field tonight, at home of the Golden Knights. But we've talked about it. There's only 4 home games this season. I think people sort of started to realize that they're not going to get a chance to see them at home, but they're doing a great job of traveling. Next week is the league opener at South Pass.
That's correct. We travel to South Pasadena for game 1 on the hunt for the Rio Hondo League, and that's the first step. You got to take care of that before you move anything thinking postseason.
So, the beginning of the second quarter here, Golden Knights are looking at a 3rd and 20 from their own 25. Leibowitz back to pass. They're bringing pressure. He's flushed out. George Fraser's giving chase, and George Fraser's going to take him down at the 12-yard line, and Fraser with a sack.
And again, you got to give credit to the defense. Coaches laid them back, figuring if they're going to go for it, they got to go long. So we'll give them the under cushion, and the Wildcat defenders were all over everybody.
bringing up 4th and forever. And like you said, the defense doing a good job on coverage on that, allowing Frazier to get in there. And I think they're bringing pressure. This quarterback has not seen this kind of pressure this year. Here comes the punt. It's, again, a short one, but I think Kraft's going to be able to fair catch this, and he gets away from it. And this one does not take a Golden Knight bounce. So the Lady Momentum giveth, and the Lady Momentum taketh away. With 11:11 left to go in the second quarter, they gained 10 yards on that back bounce.
Yeah, and that was the coverage was there. I think that's what kind of kept Anthony from attempting to field that one. Is that one was hung fairly high, and their coverage was able to get down. And in this case, Anthony wisely said, you know what, I'm going to see what happens, and hopefully it'll bounce our way, which it did. So Cats now have the ball in St. Francis territory. Their best starting position, I believe, all night.
Absolutely. Ball at the 44. This is their 4th drive of the night. First and 10, and looks like a Wildcat. Looks like Deshaun Potts came in and trying to mix things up. Deshaun Ramirez used to run the Wildcat, coach, but unfortunately the first one that we run tonight is an illegal procedure, and we're going to back up 5 to move the ball to the Golden Knight 49. And then sometimes you see that when that happens, you bring in new personnel and try a new package, and it doesn't always go off smoothly.
Yeah, that's probably what happened there. I was a little surprised that wasn't an offsetting. The nose guard for St. Francis looked like the top of his dome, his golden dome, was past the football. Looks like it's there again.
Does. First and 15, and Potts keeps it on the Wildcat, and he's got room to run. He's got the edge, and I don't think anybody's going to catch him.
Not before he crosses the end zone. That should be a touch.
49.
Oh, we've got a flag. That means we're going to have probably some sort of celebration. But let's hope it's after the touchdown. I didn't see a touchdown signal, though, to be honest.
So there you see Potts get in, and you wonder, and then
spiked it.
Spiking's going to get the flag? You can't spike the ball?
Probably not in the end zone. That's just a show. I mean, that's one of those, you can sit here and argue it all night long.
So,
but it looks like we're getting the touchdown, and then the unsportsmanlike after the fact. Which is the right, I mean, you can argue whether it was a right call or not, but definitely had the touchdown before the call. He went inside that pylon, and boy, that's going to give those Rio Hondo League people a little bit to think about now.
And we haven't seen it on film yet.
Nope.
And the Golden Knights certainly weren't expecting it. And then you can see in a one-play 49-yard drive that the result of that. I guess they're going to take the penalty on the kickoff. Is that what? Because it's definitely not on the extra point. And another flag.
Penalty. We got someone, looks like we might have offsetting penalties here. Somebody took a shot at one of our front guys.
So it's getting a little chippy out there. Yeah. Anyway, with 10:56 left to go in the first quarter, Deshaun Potts out of the Wildcat keeps the ball, finds a seam in the middle of the field, off to the races on the far side, his left side. We're going to wait to see what they figure out here, but one play.
Well, this will make it interesting. That's a holding call on the defense, which would put it half the distance. Now Coach Maddox has to decide, does he want to go for 2 or take the points and go on back and see what happens? Which would again then say, what does that do to the other penalty on the unsportsmanlike?
And penalty is declined, so Coach doing what they say to do, which is not take points off the board.
Don't take points off the board.
10-3 is your score. 10:56 left to go in the first half. Monrovia striking quick. The Golden Knights of St. Francis had not seen the Wildcat, nor had we. The Wildcats' first play of the season has quite an illustrious start for the Wildcats, and now, like you said, Rio Hondo League is going to have to give some consideration to that. It's funny, we hadn't even asked about that. You wonder who was going to run it. Now we know.
Yeah, and Deshaun Potts did an excellent job of taking that. And the thing is, what makes it that much more difficult, he's the backup quarterback. Deshaun's the man behind, and it's like you're not necessarily thinking this is what he's going to do. I think you're going to see the Wildcats, the penalty is going to be walked off against the Cats now on the unsportsmanlike.
So, Coach, let me ask you this, because the first game of the season against Ayala, we got an unsportsmanlike conduct, and they backed the 15 yards up on the point after, and we missed the point after and lost that game by a point. Why did they not move it back on the PAT attempt? Why is it on the kickoff? And then in the Ayala game, it was on the PAT attempt. Does the referee crew get to choose?
No, that's a decision the coach gets to make, and I think what you had there is the Cats had been struggling with their kicking game. And let's move them back where a point could be critical. Here tonight, I think they know what Mason Bryant's is capable. 15 yards back is not going to do anything to him. Let's take it where we're going to get a return, because they're probably going to get a return tonight. Although with Mason's leg, you might see him still make the end zone.
And it's the first game of the season. I guess you're struggling with the snap and the hold and the kick all getting synchronized. And now it's fifth game of the season. All those kinks have been sort of worked out. So great point. Mason kicking off. Looks like he's going to kick it down to about the 11-yard line where it's returned. All the seams are filled except one. And Bryant has to make the tackle. So that's a return up to the 34-yard line. Return of about 54 yards for the Golden Knights, and you just hate seeing that switch in momentum.
Well, that'll reinflate their balloon for sure. But we've seen what the Cats can do when they get pushed up like that. They had that great stop at the 20, so they've been having some really great success. I think you're going to see this quarterback try and get rid of the ball quickly.
Ball's at the 36, 1st and 10 for St. Francis. Quarterback takes the ball, hands it off. Running back's got some room to run, and that zone read definitely threw the Wildcats off a little bit, but it looked like Haney in on the tackle there. Not before a gain of 8 yards. It's going to move the ball down to the 29-yard line, a gain of 7. With 10:25 left to go, the score 10-3 in favor of the Wildcats. And here comes the 2nd and 2 call for the Golden Knights.
Well, 2nd and 2 always gives you more options than 2nd and 10.
He's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Again, the same running play, and this time he's loose in the backfield. Looks like Cravon Gillespie in right now, and he gets in on the tackle there. Although
not the guy you want making that tackle, though. That's a little too far into the backfield, defensive backfield.
I think that's number 8, actually, Anthony Kraft. So I don't think Gillespie's. I think Kraft is in at safety.
I think you're right.
So but again, not who you want making the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 19 for the Knights. Again, same play. If it's worked two times, now finally Monrovia says enough of that.
Yeah, well, that's what you're going to get. You will keep going until you stop it. Okay, now you've stopped it. Now we go back to playing football.
And
Let's see what's up.
Actually, it's a ball at the 19. Certainly the ball looks like at the 14. So,
it does look like at the 14.
So I'm going to stop looking at the scoreboard because that's obviously not Randy Medina running that clock.
That's clear. Or Dave Brubaker.
Or Brubaker. 2nd and 10 from the 14, not the 19. Looking to his left all the way, and it's almost picked by G5.
There it is again. You can't get to the ball. Get your hands up. I mean, that's just a classic example. Like we talk about to the youngsters. You see it time and again. He couldn't get there. He played it. He was probably playing soft for a possible screen, too. And hands up. Big paw.
And that almost did his own tip drill.
He almost got it, yeah.
So Frazier again playing defensive end. This brings up 3rd and 10. 9:10 left to go in the first half. Ball at the 14-yard line. A little bit of motion there. Quarterback takes it. He's looking to his left all the way. Has a man in the flats. He's not going to be anywhere near the first down, though. So it's going to bring up about a 4th and 5. Looks like a gain of about 6. It's going to be 4th and 4 at the 8-yard line. 4th and 3 at the 8-yard line. And the Knights don't seem to be bringing out. They want to go for a touchdown.
Well, you could be seeing preseason thinking. You could be, let's wait and see. Let's get out there. If we don't like it, we can call the timeout.
Which is right on cue, Coach. Darn, you're awfully good in your Hawaiian shirt.
Well, fortunately, we're on delay, so that play's already taken place. So
8:36 left to go in the first half. 10-3 is your score. Golden Knights faced with a 4th down decision here. They have the ball, 4th and 3 at the Monrovia 9-yard line, we'll call it. They need to get to the to the 4, don't they? Looks like they need to get to the 5.
Yeah, 5, maybe even somewhere in that area. They have to gain about a little over 3 yards. So there's lots of options offensively you can come up with. You can try and get somebody to jump, because if you get half the distance, you're taken care of. Looks like they may have. I mean, this is what I was thinking. It's like you could say it's a preseason idea, but let's just keep getting. Let's get some points. This is only we're not even at halftime yet. In fact, a long way to go in the second quarter. So
yeah, you'd hate to get all the way down there and not get any points, and that's what the Golden Knights are doing. So instead of going for 4th and 3, they're going to take the safe bet. Yeah. Going to attempt looks like a ball will be set down at the 15-yard line. It'll be 25
Probably should
yards.
Tell you it's going to be blocked, by the way.
Well, Mason Bryant comes in, almost gets up there. And it's good. 25-yard field goal is going to make the score 10-6. So the big kick return, again, the kicking game is what's giving St. Francis field position and helping them get points. Other than that, the defense seems to be stopping the Golden Knights.
Yeah, their success is not, their yardage is relatively small, considering, again, the amount of reliance they've put on their quarterback. When you were saying like 2/3 of their offense consisted of the pass, and they're trying to make it work, but you talk again about the pressure that the Wildcats are bringing with that adjustment, which has got to be something too, because they were running a 3-4, and when you're game planning and all of a sudden you're facing a 4-3, you got to make adjustments.
And so far the Golden Knights have been unable to do that, and you got to wonder if the coaching staff they're a little bit flummoxed with the Wildcats coming out in a 4-3 tonight, and G5 has made his presence known. Here comes the kick from the Golden Knights. Again, Monrovia not going to have a chance to return this. Kraft and Jacob Bueno back to receive that. We'll see who comes out quarterback. I imagine that was just Deshaun's play for the night. At least they won't go Wildcat for a little while. I don't want to go to the well too many times, but 8:36 left to go in the first half. 10-6 is your score in favor of your Monrovia Wildcats. Wildcats going to work at their own 20-yard line. Looks like G5 is in at tight end, and they've been going heavy a lot, Coach. They've both Bailey and G5, and they've not been using Brett Walsh. And we want to talk about the yeoman's job that Kevin Bailey did last week with Will Thorne going out. But here's the pitch to Ainsworth. He's got room to run, and he's going to rumble up for 11-yard gain. And Ainsworth closing in 70 yards of the night, and that's going to move the sticks with a first down at the 31-yard line, and the clock stopped at 8:28 while the chain gang moves, and they wind the clock now.
Well, you were talking about Kevin last week. He was our mysterious man that kept appearing on the – we don't have that number. Well, when Will went down, Kevin had to keep switching jerseys. He'd come over because they wanted him to have a lineman number when he was playing guard.
So great job from Kevin last week, going both offense and defense, and with Will Hurt. And then there's room for Kraft, and play action definitely froze the safety, and looked like Kraft was making the run, but just a little bit too far, unfortunately, for Hayworth. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 31. The clock is stopped at 7:58. And what did you see on that, Coach?
Well, I think they tried to hit something down the middle, and Anthony was breaking free. It just was a little overthrown, a little bit too high, but no one else was going to catch it. We talk about the type of throw, and that's the one where nobody catches it if our guy didn't.
Ball's fumbled. Hayworth's able to pick it up, though. So that's going to be about a loss of 6 on 2nd down. And the fumbling snaps, no loss of more than 6. It's going to look more like 9. It's going to move the ball all the way back to the 22-yard line, a loss of 9. Going to bring up I'm going to say 3rd and 19. They got to get all the way to the 41-yard line. Ball's at the 22. That seems like 19 to me, Coach, despite what the scoreboard says. Haney wide right. The snapping woes from last week continue. Hayworth is under center. 3-step drop, and he's going to have to run. And he's trying to fight through, and unfortunately didn't, but there's a flag. Is there a flag there?
No, I think that's G5's glove. G5's got that day-glow green glove, and you're thinking, is that the yellow flag they usually throw? And in this case, unfortunately, it was not a penalty flag against St. Francis. It was just a sack.
So 3 and out for the Wildcats. No, I'm sorry. They did get a first down on that. They got 1 first down on the first play, so 4 and out. Get 1 first down, and we're going to see Haney now. Again, the 2 receivers back at their own 45. Haney, this one he gets off a little bit of a shank, but away from where the defender can't, the Golden Knight cannot return it. So about a 33-yard punt to the midfield stripe, and with 6:21 left to go in the first half, the Golden Knights, again, because of the kicking game, getting good field position, Coach.
Right. The pressure's definitely on the Cats to either try and get more positive yardage, but certainly they're getting the field position that's most desirable for them and forcing the Wildcats to keep their A game going.
1st and 10 from the Monrovia 48, just inside the 50. Quarterback is in the shotgun. He flares out his running back, and number 4 has room to run. So a well-designed play, and Deshaun Potts in on the tackle, but not before a gain of 10 that's right at the sticks. They've moved the chain, so a gain of 10 leads to a first down. It puts the ball at the 38-yard line of St. Francis. 6:09 left to go in the first half. I have a funny feeling they're going to flare this running back out to the left and run the same thing to the right, but we'll see. Quarterback takes a snap. This time he hands it off. Running back's able to get up to about the 33-yard line. So a gain of about 5 yards on that. Avante Moore in on the stop. And this option read is giving Monrovia a little bit of fits. They were expecting them to come out and throw the ball all over the field, and they have not been doing it.
Well, both teams came out with the plan of we got to do something different. And right now the Cats are winning, I think.
So the tendencies, handoff, fake handoff. There's a flag in the backfield. Ball is thrown out of bounds. This is probably in the area of holding.
You certainly think so, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, the preliminary call to Coach Maddox is holding. He's going to back him up 10 yards.
Well, I think that adjustment, again, both sides are having to come up with different looks because the Cats are throwing something different and that added pressure. And I think the St. Francis has kind of had the luxury of not having to deal with Wildcat speed and a different look than they were expecting. And anytime, and that doesn't bode well when they're trying to throw a long pass like that. That quarterback does not have the time that he would normally like to have.
So 2nd and 22 from the 47-yard line. Quarterback in shotgun. He's looking over the middle of the field. It's caught. First tackle's missed, and Mason Bryant does bring him down. No, that's Brett Walsh, who's a little nicked up on this. Brett Walsh making the play downfield, so that it's a big play for the Golden Knights down to the 22, and they make up that penalty and then some.
Well, and that's an adjustment. That's a quick hitting pass. You got to get the ball out quick, and Wildcats didn't quite get set, and here comes Brett coming out.
He got nicked up on that, making that tackle. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. 4:52 left to go. Quarterback's rolling to his right, looking for a throwback screen, and it's there. But the defense does a good job. Darius McLean does a good job of forcing the issue, and Deshaun Potts comes and finishes up. Not before gain of 9. It's going to drop the ball to the 12-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Again, 4:25 left to go in the first half. The Golden Knights in the red zone. 2nd and short. Line it up with a single setback. quarterback under center, takes a snap, hands the ball to number 11. He cuts back against the grain. He's got room to run. He fumbles.
Fumbled it, but out of bounds.
Looks like he's down to about the 4-yard line. McLean again on the tackle. First down, Golden Knights. That stops the clock with 4:07. The Wildcats are clinging to a 10-6 lead right now, but first and goal for the Golden Knights on the 4-yard line.
Nice job by Darius there to knock that ball loose, but it just, their sideline was their friend.
Clock stopped again with 4:07. Ball's handed off, and the hole closes quickly. Good job of Kevin Bailey and looks like Avante Moore, Garcia all getting in on that one.
Bringing a little beef back in. Isaac Miravet checking back in. Or checking in. I don't know if he's been in earlier.
He did start the game, but since he's going both ways, they're trying to limit his snaps on defense. But they want the heavy hitters in here to try to shut down any kind of running game. The Golden Knights are going to spring on the Wildcats with 3:30 left to go in the first half. 2nd and 4. There's a quick toss to the left. Running back's found a seam, and he's in the end zone. So with 3:22 left to go in the first half, Golden Knights go up 12-10. And that quick pitch, just we couldn't seem to get on the edge, Coach.
Yeah, they just got it past us, and a little quick movement and opened the seam and went through. It looks like they're going to go for the 1, which would make sense.
So I'm going to have to ask you about that whole formation change and what I guess they're looking for a quick, easy 2, correct, Coach?
Yeah, if you don't respect it and you allow them to set up where not enough coverage, you'd go ahead and take your chance at making that happen.
So with 3:22 left to go in the first half, the extra point is good. Monrovia now trailing 13-10, 10 unanswered points for the Golden Knights. And we have a break and play timeout. And what do the Wildcats need to do to get back on track, Coach?
Well, I think they're having some success. They just have they're just not consistent enough. The last series of downs was just a kind of one of those, just a bad series. We had a fumbled snap and a missed. It looked like again two in a row, really, where they struggled with that and where they'd had the success earlier. I think it was just you got to say hold on to the ball, and let's let the play speak for itself.
So with 3:22 left to go in the first half, 13-10 is your score in favor of St. Francis. St. Francis about to kick off. Again, Bueno and Kraft back deep, and again, no chance of returning. And the Wildcats will get started on their own 20. Right now, unofficially have Hayward 2 for 7 for 17 yards. So the damage has been done on the ground. Javontre Ainsworth was 70 yards and Deshaun Potts with 49 yards. So, and
all
a touchdown.
One play.
On one play. Nice. So Walsh is coming out on tight end, and it looks like Deshaun Potts is coming out. So looks like a little bit more of the Wildcat. Coach Maddox trying to get something to mix things up here.
Potts in a quarterback for the Wildcats.
And the clock is stopped. The officials blow this down.
It's like an equipment check of some sort. I don't know if
it's a little home cooking to give the defense setup time a little more time to set up.
Well,
for the
except
Wildcat.
it was us trying to get our glove on.
Okay. Thank you for noticing that. In motion is Bryant, and this time Golden Knights are ready for this one. Potts loses 4 yards.
Tackle made by number 78.
And it's going to bring up a 2nd and 14 from the 20 at 3:07 left to go. Again, the score 13-10 in favor of the St. Francis Golden Knights. And Hayworth back in at quarterback. He's in shotgun right now. Javontre Ainsworth is a single setback with him. He's got 2 receivers to his left and 2 to his right. Takes a snap, fakes handoff. He's looking in the flats. He gets the ball to Kraft. It is caught
Hayward's pass is caught.
for a gain of about 4 yards. That gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10, and the clock is continuing to
3rd down, 9 yards to go for the
run at 2:28, Coach.
Well, you definitely want to see a first down here, just to kind of keep that clock and not let St. Francis try and do some sort of a 2-minute type drill. So this is a pretty big play going in. This is probably play 1 big second in the first half, I should say.
Hayward takes a snap, and there's a draw play. Ainsworth has got room to run. Great downfield block by Gillespie, but I think Ainsworth is going to be a little bit short. Depends on the spot.
Knocked that about short of the first down mark.
Well, they're right at.
Yeah, they're going to call it a fourth
Yeah.
down, and the Cats, in a sense, unfortunately, he ran out of bounds. So
Ainsworth with an 8-yard gain is short. That's going to stop the clock, like you said, and it's not what you want. 2:01, Haney back to punt. Cats go 3 and out. Haney takes a snap, gets a nice punt this time. It's fielded at the 37 and immediately covered up. So good job by the kicking team this time. They've settled in.
nice job on that one, getting the ball up, and just great downfield pursuit. Looks like Darius is a little slow getting up.
And that's trouble.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know that he's going to stay out there. He looks.
1st and 10. Golden Knights.
He
Yeah,
shouldn't.
he's-
I was going to
yeah,
say,
he's
somebody
coming.
needs to go.
Yeah, he's going to go down.
Injury timeout on the field.
So I guess they'll move Anthony, or Mason will probably have to come in. Kraft is going to go back to the corner. So hopefully this is not a serious injury for the Wildcats. 1:52 left to go in the first half. 13-10 is the score. Golden Knights are going to start this drive on their own 43-yard line, leading 13-10. And it looks like that did look like Gillespie was checking in. Hard to see who's going to come in for him, Coach.
Yeah, it's a wait and see. There's the bodies out there.
So with this time, let us remind you that first league home game is October 12th. That's going to be against
South Pass. Oh, home game will be against
La
La
Cañada. La Cañada, October 12th. Come out and support your Wildcats, folks. So Darius on his feet, thankfully. Yeah, and so that does look like Gillespie is at the
Yes.
right corner. And Luis Javier will be at the left corner. We'll leave Kraft and Deshaun Potts as the safeties. Gallegos, Walsh, and Haney are your linebackers. Frazier, Rafael Garcia, Kevin Bailey, and Stephen Golar in on the defensive line. 1:52 left to go in the first half. Fake handoff. He's looking deep. He's got a player there. And Deshaun, was he lucky to not get a flag there, or I guess he couldn't stop running?
Well, I'd have to say he was lucky because there was, that play's right in front of him, and the guy clearly had no catch. If he'd had touch on the ball, then you might see something, but no call. So we got to just say in this case, clearly not.
No foul, no harm. 2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line. Quarterback in the shotgun. Hands the ball off. Number 11 has a little bit of running room, and Brett Walsh is there to wrap him up. Walsh with his 5th tackle of the night. Gives a 5-yard gain up to the 47-yard line.
Looked
I'm
like
sorry about
Rafael
the
Garcia was in on that as well. So this is
1:25 and counting left to go in the first half. That was gain of about 3 yards, actually. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7 from the 47-yard line. Quarterback is in shotgun. He's got trips right to his immediate right and a far receiver. Monrovia dodges a bullet because that was right on the number 5 for the Golden Knights. That's going to bring up stop the clock.
Yeah,
And,
Cats are gonna have a chance, and we've said it each week from week 1. The Cats have had some success with that short time to go, not long to get there. Offense.
So Jacob Bueno back on the punt return. And we saw the kicking game electrify the team. Bueno's not going to have a chance to kick it away from him. He's trying to get over there and get to it. And this is downed by the Golden Knights at about the 16-yard line, 15-yard line. 107, only a second off the clock on that one. I don't understand that one, but you like when the home cooking helps your cause.
Well, this is where what's up there is not official, and you would think somebody, the back judge, or one of those that usually is a timekeeper, would say, yeah, we need to fix that a little bit. He's double checking his watch as he walks back. That's not what I have, but.
So with 107 left to go in the first half, Wildcats with 2 timeouts, Coach. And 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line, down, trailing by 3, seeing what they can put together here in the last minute. Hayward takes a snap. He's going to have to be flushed out of the pocket. He's got room to run.
Watch
He
that
makes
ball. Watch that ball.
Makes somebody move. There comes a penalty. So, what are we going to be looking at here, Coach?
It's
block on
a
the
call
back?
of some sort against the Wildcats. The White Hat made the point. You're going to guess it was either a block in the back.
See Hayworth
or a hold.
Hayworth on the replay out of bounds. It's going to be half the distance to the goal line, correct?
Yeah, that was inside the 20.
Blocks the call against the Wildcats.
Moves the ball back to the 10-yard line. 55 seconds left to go. Hayworth with trips to his left. Single setback. Kraft on to his right. And there's a draw play. And I think you're going to see the Wildcats just be happy to get this into the locker room.
Well, this is where now I think you get a timeout call probably. Well, no, the Cats are calling a timeout, which is a little bit of a surprise in a sense. Whitehead pointed that it was our timeout. Cats probably thinking, I would say normally it would be what's the success on our first down to let us decide whether we're going to try and really get something done or do what you're saying is let's just protect the ball and run the timeout. Cats did call a timeout there. They're 2nd and long. Coach probably saying we're going to have to see what we can do with the first play and be ready to go second play if it's successful. Otherwise, we got to play slow down and get us out. I think both teams 2 timeouts each.
Well, this would be their that was a Wildcat second call timeout.
Second, so then
so
it's
they have
one
one
for
left.
us.
So 38.5 seconds left to go. Monrovia down 13-10. They have the ball on their own 12-yard line. They're looking at a 2nd and 12. Hayworth in the shotgun. Kraft is to his right. He's got 3 receivers to his left. He's looking to his left, and then he's rolling. He's running. He's found Javontre Ainsworth across the middle, and Ainsworth is making some people miss. He's out to the 25-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. So a gain of 13 when they needed 12.
First down, Wildcats.
And with the clock running at 25 seconds, and the whistles blow and the flags fly, and
I think Blake was calling for the ball, and the center didn't give it to him. And it's like the Cats are going to just keep going. We got a plan in play. We got a plan in mind. Let's go. Now he has to spike it.
So 16.5 seconds. Hayworth spikes the ball to stop the clock. The Wildcats still have 1 timeout. It's going to bring up 2nd and 15 from the 22-yard line. Cats need to get to the 32 for a first down. I'm sorry, the 37 for a first down. One timeout remaining. Hayworth with 3 receivers to his right on the near side. One setback. He's looking that way. He's looking across the middle of the field. He's having to step up. He's throwing the ball deep. Kraft unable to come back for the ball. Or is that Gillespie? And the ball falls incomplete. That was Gillespie.
Yes,
that was
it was.
intended.
Anthony Kraft was about 5 yards deeper than that. I think that was a case. Blake had more time than I think he realized as far as being able to set his feet and get that ball. I mean, that's a long throw, even with your feet set, and he tried to hit that on the run, and it just wasn't quite enough.
So 3rd and 15, 9 seconds left to go in the first half. Monrovia trailing 13-10. Hayworth in the shotgun.
Right.
And
here we go.
There's still 3 seconds
Could
left.
have one play.
Timeout with took them a long time to blow the whistle, but that ball is up to the 37-yard line, right at the stick. So you do a Hail Mary here, Coach?
Let it fly. Let it fly and see what you got.
So Monrovia burns their last timeout. 9/10 of a second to go. The ball is marked at the 37-yard line. They do move the sticks. I missed that, Coach. Was that a pass or a run?
It was.
It was. Thank you. I'm going to put it as a pass.
I think you're correct. And the thing is, this is a Hail Mary usually ends up in the end zone on the fly. Blake's shown a fairly strong arm, but I think you're going to see something underneath and trying to make something happen beyond after the catch.
So 9/10 of a second left to go in the first half. 13-10 in favor of the St. Francis Golden Knights. The ball's at the 37, and we're looking for a 63-yard play here.
Yeah, might look for a pitch and catch type of a play. Hit Javonte, or hit, say, someone like Anthony Kraft, who pitches it to Javonte coming out.
And then now it's going to be a 68-yard play.
Yeah.
Do they not run time off the clock and say, no, that's it?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think there's a 10-second runoff, but
Okay.
that's what I'll see. The clock was stopped and dead, so I don't think it would start.
So that moves the ball back from the 37 to the 32. Now
4/10 of a second. I think
went
the
from
Laker
9/10
fans.
to 4/10.
Well, apparently some time goes off on a.
Hayward
mistake.
takes the snap. He looks. He's got the ball complete, and that ball was complete to Mason Bryant up to the 50-yard line, but that is unfortunately not enough. As we come to the end of the first half, your score 13-10 in favor of the St. Francis Golden Knights. And Coach, the Wildcats it's not seeming to be able to get enough going on offense right now.
Right now, they seem to have struggled. They had a little bit of some miscues, centered as quarterback snap and that sort of thing. But the one thing the Wildcats have in their favor, they are just awesome coming out at halftime.
So they always make adjustments for the second half, folks. Come back and see it. You know it's going to be a good one. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to La Cañada, California at Friedman Field, where our score is the St. Francis Golden Knights 13, the Monrovia Wildcats, your Monrovia Wildcats 10. I'm John Russell. I'm joined by the coach, Dave Hart, the former middle linebacker from Cal Poly Pomona. And Dave, we talk about it year in and year out, week in and week out. It seems like the Monrovia Wildcat coaching staff does a great job of making adjustments at halftime. We're hoping to see that tonight.
No, and I think you will. I mean, they just have proved time and again that they know what they need to do and are able to convince the kids of what they have to do and translate that into communicating. And the kids do a great job of responding to that.
So in talking to the coordinators, not that we're going to tip our hand but it looks like they saw something in the middle of the field. We're hopefully going to see something where the Wildcats are going to be spreading them out and try to throw the ball in the middle of the field. So hopefully they saw something. Hopefully they saw something there that gave them some ideas there. But the score is 13-10, and we've got about 1 minute left before we kick off Monrovia did get the ball first in the first half, and St. Francis will get the ball first in the second half.
Yeah, and the adjustments on the defensive side, they just need to continue to apply that pressure, but they have to take away that little handoff read, that zone read that you were talking about, where they're getting some success, where their little running back just kind of slices in and picks up too many yards, and so I think that's what you're going to see the defensive adjustment being.
Well, St. Francis definitely going against tendency. They were throwing the ball 66% of the time versus 33% at running, and they came out running the football. Have not had a tremendous amount of success throwing the ball, but field position has been the name of the game. 2 of their scores came from poor field position for the Wildcats. Kicking game helping St. Francis score 6 of their points. But St. Francis does get the ball first. Mason Bryant's kick does go into the end zone. And the Golden Knights will put the ball in play at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10. And we're going to, Miravet is in. You got Avante Moore, Kevin Bailey, Avante Moore moving to the tackle. Miravet, George Frazier on the line. Looks like you've got Gillespie is out on the corner, so Darius McLean still must be banged up. We'll give you the rest of the starting lineup. There's that zone read, and the running back able to get some yards, but this time he paid for it. Stepping up and administering a heck of a hit was Gillespie that time.
Yeah,
on Gillespie.
I do want to point out I did see Darius, though, on the kickoff team, so he was headed down. So they're probably not necessarily precautionary, but let's let
Cravon
get his time in.
Luis Javier is on the far corner. Here comes the zone read, and this time it's blown up in the backfield by who?
Oh, I'm going to get Brett Walsh, yeah.
The Northwestern commit doing a great job blowing that play up. And there's a loss of 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7, 11-11 left to go in the first half, and 3rd and long, and Walsh putting the Knights behind schedule here. A big 3rd down, and if the defense can get a 3 and out, that's going to be a great start to the second half. Quarterback in the shotgun, somebody in motion. He's looking that way. He's looking to his left all the way. And he had one hops it, and the defense does a great job getting him off the field. Gallegos, Walsh, G5, Jeremy Haney, Deshaun Potts, and Luis Javier and Anthony Kraft, the defense. And I got him in just before they got off, Coach.
Yeah,
so
that was great. I mean, that's exactly what you dial up. And that just builds confidence when you come out. Boy, coaches said do this, and this works. Awesome.
Great punt, but Jacob's going to have a chance to return this. Calls a fair catch, though. But the Wildcats starting with good field position at their own 40-yard line, 41. 10:36 left to go in the third quarter. 13-10 is the score, but the Wildcats getting good field position. The defense doing their job with a 3 and out. Now let's see what the Wildcats can try to get going. They were struggling a little bit offensively, Coach.
Well, they were indeed, but I think as you pointed out, field position had a lot to do with that. Several of their, they had a starting with on the 1, inside the 20. Their starting spots have not been what they've got right now, so they're already ahead of the game second half.
We'll give you some offensive stats as soon as we get going in the offensive lineup. Hayworth is under center. Bailey is in at tight end. He's in motion. There's a fake pitch. Hayworth's got time. He's throwing the ball over the middle. The ball is tipped. He was looking for G5 down the field. And that ball was tipped by a linebacker underneath, and G5 had to turn into defender and was able to knock it down.
Yeah, that's in a play like that, that definitely is what it is tip drill becomes anybody's ball. And G5 was the next guy in, and he knew if he didn't get it, no one could get it.
So Hayworth is 5 for 12 in the first half for 65 yards. Ainsworth 10 rushes for 78 yards, and Deshaun Potts 2 rushes for 45 yards and a touchdown. Ainsworth gets this, and he plows up the middle for a good 7 yards. That's going to put him at over the 85-yard mark. 11th carry of the night for Javontre Ainsworth, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and manageable, back on schedule at their own 47-yard line. 10:13 left to go in the third quarter, and we'll call it 3rd and 4, gain of 6.
Well, I think at some point, too, you're probably going to see a little bit of maybe a hurry-up type of offense to keep St. Francis on its heels. If you can see the Cats start to get something rolling, you may see a little bit of no huddle.
So the ball at the 47-yard line. 3rd and 4. Bailey in motion. Fake pitch and then a quick throw out to Bryant. Bryant's in space and he makes the first person miss. And there you go. Get your playmakers in space and let them make a play. Chain gang moves. That is a gain down to the 42-yard line of St. Francis. That will be a gain of 10 yards on the 3rd and 4. They needed 4. They got 10.
Well, it's like you said. I mean, that was a play that could have easily been. That was well defended. The cornerback came up, made contact, but Mason shook the tackle and picked up the yardage needed for a first down.
Ball's at the 43-yard line. 9:26 left to go. Mason doing a good job of making the first player miss. Hayworth at his center. Fake draw. He's looking downfield. He's got that ball is intercepted. Ball intercepted at the 14-yard line.
That was interesting. If we see a replay here, it was almost as if Anthony didn't realize he was a part of the pattern. He turned his head. It looked like almost as he turned his head late and picked up the fact that the guy had intercepted.
So, with 9:14 left to go, the defense back on the field. The Golden Knights have their second offensive possession of the night. They'll be starting on their own 14-yard line. Quarterback under center, hands the ball off. He's got some running room, does number 11. And George Frazier, the ball's loose.
It popped, it's ours.
Deshaun Potts got it, and touchdown Wildcats.
11's going, but what? This will be an interesting one. I don't think we have replay. So
no whistle blown.
George Frazier just buried that guy. That was a similar hit that he put on the quarterback in the first half. Here it comes. You'll see it. And there they go. There you go. You see the trust us, folks. Deshaun Potts down the sideline.
Trust us, G5 put the lumber on number
Offense.
11 from the St. Francis Knights. And that makes the score 16-13 with Mason Bryant in for the extra point.
Wildcats might have to call a timeout because I don't think all their people were ready for the extra. They've got the kicking ball. Coach Randy Bell fires it out. No call made. They're allowing time for that, although you might end up with a delay of game.
So Walsh in for the deep snap, is that correct? Am I seeing that right or not?
I don't, no, that is not.
That's not Brett. Darius McLean is into hold. Mason Bryant obviously in
looks
the
like
kick.
Mason is the snapper.
It does. It's 11-11.
Or 77.
Must be Isaac Miravet. Kick is good. So 9:01 left to go in the third quarter. Consecutive plays with turnovers, and that ends up aiding and abetting the Wildcats as they get a 25-yard scamper for touchdown from Deshaun Potts, and the score is 17-13.
I'll tell you, it's all about adjustments. Probably most people wouldn't think throw the long interception and have a big defensive play because the defense is just lighting them up. Let them have the ball. I think that's brilliant.
Great call, Coach. It's all about the adjustments. All right, let's do the long interception and then the fumble recovery for a touchdown.
Perfect.
Just the way you drew it up in the rubber pellets
That's
there.
what they're talking about, yeah.
9:01 left to go. 17-13, Monrovia back on top. Mason Bryant set to kick.
And again, we do see Darius McLean out there, so that's good to see.
And I'm reading number 9. It's like he's got a back pad that's stretching his number, and it's making it hard for us to read. But it is. Kraft is coming out, and that is number 9. Am I
Yes,
not
it
hallucinating?
is. Yes, it is.
He's got an M underneath his 9.
Well, I can't speak to the hallucinating part. I'm sorry.
Well, nor can I. 9:01 left to go. Gillespie is your right corner on the near side. Luis Javier is the left corner on the far side. Potts and Kraft are your safeties. Gallegos, Brett Walsh, and Jeremy Haney are your linebackers. Miravet and Frazier are in on the line. Avante Moore and Kevin Bailey. Kevin Bailey doing a yeoman's job both ways. Knights 1st and 10 on their own 20. Quarterback in the shotgun. He does his own read, and he's got a little room to run just for a little bit, and that hole closes quickly. And who is there, Coach?
Brett Walsh.
That would be correct. The Northwestern commit making his presence known, and he's staying healthy. The first few games he had problems with cramps, but last game was able to play all game, and defense doing a great job last game, shutting South Hills down. It looks like St. Francis going with a little hurry up. They've got 2 backs in the backfield, spreading it out, trying to give maybe some protection, give the quarterback a little more time. They're winging it out. Potts comes up and makes a great open field tackle.
That's a great read on that back out. That's one of those assignments, and he had the back out, and he read him clean, and boy, that was just, you couldn't get a better open field tackle. You see it here, clamped down on it, and dropped him for
3-yard loss.
3-yard loss.
And what's great about that is just textbook tackling, wrapping up and not letting the runner run through. You're not just throwing your shoulder pads into him, but wrapping up and in the open field nonetheless. That's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Knights. They can send it back in motion. Quarterback looking that direction across the middle of the field. He does have the pass play, and that ball is complete up to the 41-yard line. Javier on the tackle, but not before the Knights. But there's a flag on the near side of the field. We're going to see what that flag's about.
Looked like he was.
It's going to be against defensive holding. They're saying to
might have been Deshaun.
Yeah, defensive holding. That's going to be declined, and that's going to be a big play to the 41-yard line. And 3rd and 9, Knights convert with a 20-yard completion. Coach Maddox letting them know, like.
Yeah, I think it might have been Cravon, and Coach Maddox is going, are you kidding me? I got a game to call here, Coach.
1st and 10 from the 41, 7:27 left to go in the 3rd quarter. There's that running play, that zone read. And first one there, looks like either Rafael Garcia or Stefan Gollard was first one there, but not before a gain of 4 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 from the 45-yard line. 7:05 left to go. 17-13 is your score. Gollard coming off. He got a little nicked up on that, but he did a good job of closing that hole. But that zone read still causing them problems.
Yeah, Cats had great penetration, but he ran right by the handoff.
Quarterback in the shotgun. They're going with pressure, and a nice hit by Potts. Potts is slow to get up as well, too. Quick slant in, and that's going to move the chains. That puts a ball on the 44-yard line of the Wildcats. Deshaun does get up, though.
He's wiggling his head, though. I'd think about running somebody out there real quick. Send Mason out for a play just to be safe. But he seems to be fine.
6:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers in a tight formation to the right of the quarterback from the 44-yard line. He's looking that way. There's a pass in the flat. It was overthrown. That's going to stop the clock with 6:20 left, and that's that 3-receiver set there that you see a lot in the NFL, and you do run a lot of picks out of that.
That bunch formation, and the back guy just kind of using everybody in front of him and running off behind him, scraping everybody off and trying to give him the room, and that ball just kind of went right through his hands.
Stephen Gollard checks back in. Garcia, Bailey, and Frazier across the front. 2nd and 10 with 6:20. This clock is stopped. Quarterback hands the ball off, and that time, again the zone read, and that time Bailey just lit up number 11. Number 11's about had enough. And Bailey just buried him. Unfortunately, he didn't have the ball. The quarterback did make the right read. Gained about 4 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Clock is running. 6 minutes to go. The ball right at the 40-yard line. They're going to need to get to the 34 for a first down. Bailey blew that up. Unfortunately, the quarterback made the right read.
Right read, yeah. He just pulled it out just in time. I mean, it was all together.
Again, those bunched receivers to the quarterback's right. He's in the shotgun, single setback, and the ball is a fake handoff. Quarterback rolling that way, steps up in the pocket, and there's a Deshaun Potts right on the receiver. Does a great job of breaking up that pass, but unfortunately, it almost fell into a Golden Knights' hands, but the defense holds. Don't see the punt team yet.
I would say that you probably think that we're going to take a shot at it. We're having some success with our throws, and we're down. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, that was just Bush League. 25 was running around and decided he needed to get hurt.
His
so
coach pointed at him, and he went down.
Oh, I'm cramping. Oh,
wow.
Oh, ow, ow. This way you don't have to burn a timeout and you can talk about it. Do you have a time? That's just Bush League.
Wow, do
coach.
we have a replay of that one?
So 4th and 6.
And do you practice something like that? That would be that would have been an interesting. Oh, he's up though. He's up.
Oh,
bless his heart.
Able to walk off on his own accord. That phantom injury that stops the clock. 5:34. 4th and 6 to go from the 40-yard line of Monrovia. The Golden Knights look like they're leaving their offense in. Nope, now the quarterback's coming out, so the punt team comes. So no harm, no foul. And I
don't know. I think there's a little chip in the morality.
That's chippy.
Chip in the morality and fabric of modern
sportsmanship. It's just Bush League.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
5:34.
Wait, 33 in motion.
Here comes it's a low snap. Return is on all the way. They're just not getting out of the way.
Not a return, but
just getting out of the way of that. But it takes a Monrovia bounce. Only a 26-yard punt to the Monrovia 14. Again, the field position battle, Dave, is not being won by the Wildcats.
Yeah, we had the first one out, and of course that did end up resulting in the touchdown. So field possession back to St. Francis on this one. But hopefully the Cats can see a little bit of some of those adjustments and see what happens here.
17-13 your score. 5:24 left to go in the third quarter. Hayworth under center. One receiver to his left, two to his right. He hands the ball off to Ainsworth. Ainsworth is able to make some ground up the middle. Gain of 6.
Boy, nice run there. He just ran through the arms of a St. Francis tackler. He tried to take him high, and with his leg drive, that just wasn't going to happen.
Second down, 6 yards to go.
Going to be 2nd and 4 from near, we'll say just short of the 20. It'll be about the 19. So we'll give him a gain of 5 on that.
Javontre must be nearing that 100-yard mark.
He is at 90 yards exactly, Coach. 90 yards. 12 carries for 90 yards. Hayworth sends Bailey in motion. There's the ball to Ainsworth. He's got room on. He just got tripped up.
I think that was his lineman.
It was his own guy.
Stepped through as he was going through.
Not before a gain of 5 yards. 6 yards, that's going to give him a first down there. 96 yards on the night, but unfortunate there.
Well, that was just a huge hole.
Puts the ball at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 with 4:36 left to go. Just an unfortunate call there because he looked like he was off to the races.
Yeah, there was a monster hole created for him by that offensive line.
And the line doing a great job. Norman, Cano, Brooks, Thorne, and Miravet opening holes for the running game. There's the fake. Hayworth is going to have to run, and he gets sacked.
Hayworth is sacked.
It's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play. It's going to put the ball back at the 23-yard line.
Second down, 13 yards to go for the Wildcats.
3:54 left to go in the third quarter. 17-13 your score. That's going to bring up 2nd and 12. Loss of 2 on that for Blake. And Blake obviously having a difficult time. Not getting a time to set his feet as much as we'd like to see. Bailey in motion. The ball is handed off to Ainsworth. He makes a great cut upfield. Puts his head down. Gets up to the 29-yard line. So it makes third down a little more manageable with the gain of 7 there. And with that, Ainsworth is over 100 yards on the night, Dave.
Well, that's great. I mean, they clearly, the running backs with Javontre and Darian have really settled in. And right now we're missing the services of Darian tonight. Hope to get him back, if not next week, by the following week. But that's really helped settle the offense for the Wildcats and allow them that mix of run and pass. that kind of can keep the defense on its heels. And right now you got a 3rd and long. Cats are probably looking to pass here. It's a matter of getting somebody open, as always.
Official tight end.
3:04 and counting to go in the 3rd quarter. 17-13 the score. Hayworth under center, 3rd and 7
38-yard scope for the Wildcats.
from the 29. Hayworth under center, Bailey in motion.
Wow, you gotta like that.
Hayworth with the hard count, getting the offside on the Knights. That you gotta like a 3rd and 7 going down to a 3rd and 2.
Well, and you always have to give props to the O-line and that, because they gotta sit there and they gotta make sure they don't flinch, they don't move, and allow that quarterback to make that snap that's going to bring them off, and not say, well, no, the guard moved on that.
So the Cats with a 3rd and 2 on their own 34-yard line. Hayworth under center. They're going heavy with power. Ainsworth makes a cut, and there's going to be a flag down. This one's coming back. He's all the way up to the 48-yard line. Gain of 18 yards, and all for naught. This flag is out, and it looks like they're going to be holding on the edge. Did you see the edge was held, Coach?
Well, you got to take a look and see what we've got there. I think what you sometimes, boy, I don't know where it's coming from.
I can't see it because it looked like the edge block looked like legit. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it might have come from Kano.
Might have. It was something on the inside, but I think they're going to talk about this because I'm not sure there was anything there. We'll see. They're going to it.
Chop block.
I don't know that I even.
Oh, it was
chop block on the
against-
defense.
On the defense?
I like that. I mean, I don't know.
There you go. That's we were trying to sell out the offensive line, so the 18-yard carry is good.
Well,
we're hanging the offensive line, and they didn't do
yeah.
anything wrong.
I was going to say I hadn't seen anything. What I was going to say is sometimes when you get that running back jumping to the outside, he's suddenly going to a different hole, and your offensive lineman could get caught. Well, I was trying to block him one way, and all of a sudden the guy was running a different way, and sets you up for that. But they must have, in their attempt to take the rush away, went low and took him out.
Hayworth with the snap. Ainsworth dancing. He again cuts outside, stiff arms and buries his head. And tough 4 yards. But Ainsworth is really establishing himself tonight, Dave.
Yeah, he's really done a solid job. He's consistently getting good yardage on his carries. I think his average is up around 6 or 7, and certainly has some big runs to pump that average up. But nonetheless, he's really making a show for himself tonight.
So the Wildcats saying we're just going to run the football, play old-fashioned smash mouth football. 1:48 left to go in the 3rd quarter, up 17-13. And again, the ball handed off to Ainsworth. He makes a cut. And again, another 4 or 5 yards every time he's touching it. Right at the sticks, he's down to the 37-yard, we'll say the 38-yard line. He's going to be a yard short.
3rd and short, and again, the Cats probably can be considering, is this 2-down territory? So you might see them take a shot since they've been pounding. Might be the time to take that quick throw. Or I just say, you know what, let's do it till they stop.
Javontre seems to be seeing the field well, Dave. He's making good cutbacks. This time he just runs straight up the middle for another 5-yard gain. He's all the way down to the 33-yard line.
And that was kudos to that offensive line, because I think when he went up there, he didn't see any brown shirts. He just said, I'm going to run between those guys in white.
Ball at the 33-yard line. 57 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, and the beautiful thing about this drive is what it's doing to the clock.
Chewing it up, making it disappear.
St. Francis unable to get the push in the offensive line from Monrovia, making a statement right now. Again, the ball given to Ainsworth. He stutter steps. Again, falls forward for 4 yards. He's up to nearly 140 yards, 139 yards on the night. 19 carries, 139 yards. And St. Francis unable to stop the clock, and they haven't blown the whistle. So with them blowing the whistle at 21 seconds left to go, you got to imagine they're going to let this go to the 4th quarter, right?
Oh, yeah. There'd be no reason not to. Boy, what a nice set of blocks there by Eric Brooks and Will Thorne to just clear that area for Javontre to go through. They cleared that side. They took the man clear to over to the tackle on the far side, and they just did a great job.
So with the third quarter coming to an end, your score 17-13. Monrovia on the move with the 2nd and 6 coming up from the Golden Knight 29-yard line. And Coach, tell us about this Monrovia ROP television crew that's giving you these great shots tonight.
Well, you talk about a group that does a great job week in and week out, every time out, and bringing this to you folks at home. Seeing your boys play Wildcat football. That's Mr. Reality's ROP class. They are outstanding with directors Jalen Mason and Scott Card calling the shots, giving this everything we've got. You've got lead camera work by Mark Nelson and Aaron Condi. Replay director tonight. Awesome job out of Cameron Sparks. Replay assists Erica Flores and Julian Tovar. Production assistants Jameson Hogg, Cole Campbell, and Blake Silcott coming back. Blake Silcott. And Aaliyah Jenkins, Chad Gledhill, Nathan Cumplido, and Jacob Orozco.
So great job every week in and week out, like you say, Coach. A fantastic tip of the cap to those to that fantastic crew. There's the pitch to Ainsworth. He's cutting back, and he's found a seam. And he took nothing and turned it into something there, Coach. They get down to about the 25-yard line. So a 3-yard loss turns into a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, that was an excellent adjustment. At some point in time, you want to be able to run that play, but that's like you said, his vision is he's taking what doesn't seem to be there and turning it from a negative to a positive. And we got, 3rd and short again.
3rd and 2, 20 carries for 143 yards, and the ball goes to him again. He spits it out the outside, and then comes a flag this time. There's a number of flags. So after we were singing the offensive line's praises, this one looks like it's going to come back. So
we won't say such nice things about you guys.
Second play of the 4th quarter brings up a holding, and the Wildcats just 8 straight run plays on this drive. Nothing fancy, just lining up and let the big eaters do their job. And unfortunately, holding this time negates what would have been a first down, and it moves the ball back to the 36-yard line. That's a difficult penalty. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12. 11-13 left to go in the game and counting. And that 3rd down, which was 3rd and 2, now turns into 3rd and 12. And that's an unfortunate, but the Wildcat end, Deshaun Potts, here comes Kraft in motion. They hand the ball to him, and Potts looks for his angle. He's able to run the ball up, get down to the 30-yard line. And now here's a decision time, Coach. You got some of that yardage back. You're looking at 4th and about 8. Do you go for it?
I think this is where you bring your punter out and just do a little punt pooch and really try and pin St. Francis back. If you come out here, you might be coming out to try and pull them off. I mean, obviously, Coach Maddox heard us, and he might try something different. But I'd certainly opt for just a short pooch here.
Well, we're wrong all the time. Hayworth in the shotgun. We always think he's going to pooch punt out of here. Low snap. He's rolling, and he's throwing back to Bryant. And the ball is short. He had Bryant open, but he one-hopped it. Would have been first down, but Hayworth's path falls incomplete, and the ball turns over on downs. 1st and 10 for the Knights. You see the ball right. He had Bryant open. He just didn't get enough on it.
And that's just the coach saying, guys, I believe you can do this. That's a confidence builder in any way, shape, or form. I think we can make this. If we don't, okay, good deal. We got a defense that'll take care of that.
And the defense has held St. Francis scoreless in this second half. 10 minutes, 2 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. Ball at the 31. St. Francis with the ball. And here's that little zone read, and Brett Walsh fired up. Brett Walsh said, I'm tired of that little running play making yardage. And I think 11 has had his fill of running that play. Tackle for a loss by Brett Walsh. He's verbal commit to Northwestern. You can see why Coach Pat Fitzgerald is excited to have him as part of the Wildcat family in Northwestern. Second and 11, 9:30 and counting. They got pressure. There's a screen called. Walsh trying to run him down, and he does get there. He's met by Gallegos and Walsh at the 36-yard line. So the little screen is able to get 5 yards for the Knights. But defense doing a good job of tracking that down and keeping it from becoming a big play, Coach.
Well, St. Francis definitely has not been able to untrack a real passing attack as of yet. Kudos to Coach on his adjustments throughout the game.
Coach Schuster in the beginning said they wanted to get pressure on him. They have gotten some pressure on forward. It's forced them to run the ball a lot more. 3rd and 6 from the 36. And Walsh showing blitz. Play is checked out of, and then St. Francis calls a timeout. And is that their first or second one, Coach? I cannot remember.
I think that's the first of this half, I do believe.
Monrovia still with all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, there was some sort of an official's timeout earlier, but I think that was, again, on the official's equipment. And then they had the cramp, cramp gate.
Cramp gate. 3rd and 6 from just short of the 36-yard line. 8:42 left to go in the game. 17-13 is the score. The Monrovia defense bringing the lumber in the second half. St. Francis unable to get on track. And Monrovia seeing if they can get their offense off the field yet again. The traveling crowd from Monrovia firing up now. Quarterback in the shotgun. He's got a man in motion. He's going to look the other way, and the ball is incomplete, and there was nothing there. Darius McLean, good to see he's back in. He was on that, and that's going to bring up 4th and 6, and there's no hesitation from the Golden Knights. Nope, there is, and their punt team is coming. Coach figures there's 8:38 left to go.
Well, there was no hesitation they were going to punt.
So. I thought it seemed like he was going to go for it again. So Jacob Bueno, no punt return for the Wildcats tonight. They've been unable to return a single kick. 8:38 left to go. Let's see if Bueno can get that turned around. A shanker. And no one's going to return this, and of course it takes a Golden Knight bounce. That ball hit at the 40 and bounced down to the 19. So a 44-yard punt. It's going to put the ball down the 18-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 8:25 left to go in the game, and Monrovia up 17-13, and we've got a hearty helping of Javontre Ainsworth last series. Let's see what the Wildcats come out and do now.
Well, they've got the options. We had heard they were going to try and spread them out, and as yet we hadn't seen that, but they were having such success with the run, and that's just such a time killer. That just eats it up, and if the Cats can get another successful drive like that last one, they're going to be happy.
They're going in the I formation. Frazier's in at fullback. Ainsworth is a tailback. They give him the ball. Followed Frazier. He's got room to run. He's out to the 30. He's still on his feet. Runs backwards a little bit, but not before he gets 12 yards. And that moves the sticks. Ball is out to the 30, so we'll gain of 12. That's 155 yards on the night. You see Ainsworth there. Maybe dancing back. You want to just stay north-south there, Coach?
There he had an opening. He thought he saw something. He's been having success all night. I think it was a good read. The guy made actually a very good tackle on him.
21 carries for 155 yards. They're leaning heavy on Javontre. 1st and 10 from the 30. He gets a pitch again. He's up for another gain of 4 yards. It seems like every time he touches it, he's getting at least 4 yards, and the clock keeps ticking.
Yeah, you cannot beat a good offensive drive with the run, because it's demoralizing for St. Francis, energizing for the Wildcats, and certainly, as you said, those big eaters are going, this is what we work for. Keep it going. Put it on our shoulders and let us do our work.
So Miravet, Thorne, Brooks, Cano, Norman getting it done tonight on the line and opening the hole for Javontre. He takes the ball again. He bounces off the first tackler, keeps his leg churning, and he's up near the 38-yard line. Gain of 4 yards on that. It's going to bring up 3rd and short again. 23 carries for 163 yards, and the clock is stopped. And I don't know why. Why are they stopping the clock,
Well,
Coach?
again, I don't know if they think somebody's hurt and they just want to make sure, which you can't fault them for that. But it clearly doesn't seem to be any good reason.
3rd and a long 2. Heavy formation. Frazier at one tight end, Bailey at the other. Single setback is Ainsworth. He's been the workhorse tonight. Hayworth under center trying to get the
I think you're going to get a false start on the center on that one.
that time Hayward tried to get the motion on
Delay
them.
a game.
And
Actually delay a game. Wow.
that one hurts. That moves the ball back to the 33-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long 7. 6:36 and counting.
The interesting thing there, and this is where I still have yet to quite figure it out. Now the clock continues to run. You would think a penalty would stop anything like that, especially if you're in the lead, but clock runs, and I'm not sure. Now we get a timeout call, Wildcats.
So Wildcats with that. Now that is their second timeout, isn't it? That means they only have one timeout left?
I believe so.
So Coach Maddox coaching up Hayworth. It's been a tough night for the passing game. Hayworth only throwing for 75 yards and 1 interception, but the fumble recovery by Deshaun Potts, a difference in the game right now. The defense is definitely saying, put it on our shoulders, and we're not going to let them. We're not going to let them score. With this timeout, let's remind you that October 14th is WASC for the Monrovia High School. Very important visiting committee. It's important, this accreditation process. If you're a stakeholder, we'd love to have you there. Make sure that you're there supporting the high school in their WASC accreditation process. The visiting committee is in town Sunday night. They'll be there. And the old PDC, which is apparently where the wood shop was, is what I've learned.
That's what I understand.
Okay, big 3rd and long 7 from the 33. Hayworth in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to his left. Mason Bryant wide left. Hayworth takes a snap. He's looking all the way. He's got somebody in the flat. And Kraft just can't hang on to it. The ball was kind of overthrown, but he was wide open, and I think the Wildcats are going to kick themselves on that one. I think Blake led him just a little too much.
Just a little too much. Yeah, I mean,
that was a great play call.
Here you'll see it. This is
he had nothing but real estate in front.
Yeah.
That would have been that's a perfect play call that could have gone for a touchdown and just didn't get executed. Unfortunately, so Haney out to punt. He takes the snap, gets a nice high punt off, and it's fumbled.
But recovered.
Golden Knights fall on it at the 35-yard line with 6 minutes left to go in the game. The score 17-13 in favor of your Wildcats. A little bit of a heartbreak on that last series.
Yeah, that one was. That's one that you just okay, defense, help us out again, because we kind of pulled that one out. Just a delay there. I want to point out the Wildcat volleyball teams that's been having a great season. They're 8-4. They're going to be at La Cañada on Tuesday and home against Temple City Thursday.
Come and see your Lady Wildcats volleyball. Bailey gets there, and he fumbles the ball.
No, they're going to call that down. They did strip it, but he was well down. Yeah. Cramp gate.
Cramp gate going on again. Get him off the field.
Well, the thing I had noticed is 25, who is our look at this. You can see that.
Loss of 9 on the play. Kevin Bailey just bull rushing his player and doing a great job. And I don't know that the quarterback was down. I guess he was on the seat of his pants. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 18 from the 27. A loss of 8 on that one. Clock ticking at 5:22. Quarterback in the shotgun. He's looking down the field and he's about to get hit again. That is completed at the 37-yard line. So they get a lot of that back. Gain of about 10 on that. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Ball is out to the just north of the 37-yard line, and there's another official timeout. Anytime they can stop the clock, Coach, it seems like they want to stop the clock, and I don't understand why.
I think that's what Coach Maddox is asking. The one player that's been a couple times cramped up, he's laying on the sideline, and he's off the field. He's been off the field, and
so now the white hat's coming over. I guess he's going to say, hey, we'll stop the clock and let you have a play and figure out what you want to do for 3rd and 8.
Coach, what do you think you got here? Do you need what kind of call do you need? I don't understand this.
I don't get it.
This makes no sense.
Well, they're finally going to wind the clock. I don't know. Makes no sense. Crowd getting into the game now. Big 3rd and 8. 5 minutes left to go in the game. Defense trying to get Golden Knights off the field, trying to get St. Francis off. We're scratching our head as to how they're helping them with the clock. 4:50 and counting. Quarterback in the shotgun, getting pressure up the middle. Just looking over the middle, and the ball looked like it was dropped.
Whoops.
I thought he dropped that.
Apparently not. It's that brown jersey and makes it look.
That's complete down to the 43-yard line in Monrovia. Clock stops at 4:40 while the chains move. Too much time there, it seemed like.
Yeah, he had way too much time. That's tough for your defensive backs to get a cover. And whoa.
Wildcats not ready. There's a quick run. That run and play that's been so successful for them. Brett Walsh again on the tackle. He's up over 10 tackles for the night. But that not before 5-yard gain gets the ball down to the 37-yard line of Monrovia. 17-13, 4:12 to go in the game. And the game is resting on the shoulders of the defense right now, Dave.
Yeah, no question about it. And it's 17-13, so they're down 4, so you know they're going touchdown is their only thought.
Quarterback's in the shotgun. Blitz coming. And how, I don't know, motion of Brett Walsh faking the. If they were going to call that offside, I
didn't know what, it's like hold your breath right now, but now it'll be interesting to see. Does the clock start? There it goes. Okay.
So 3:51 and counting. Walsh is charging the line to show blitz, cause a false start. It's now 2nd down, 10 to go. The 3 receivers bunched to the right. Crowd coming to life. Quarterback takes a snap. He's looking to the middle of the field. He's out to the outside, and that ball's incomplete. That stops the clock with 3:28. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10, and you got to imagine they're going to figure 2 plays to get this, try to get this first down.
Yeah, they're down by 4, and there's 3:30 or a little less than 3:30 left. You know the only thing in their mind is touchdown. So Cats got to get tough for 2.
Defense is called in. Frazier, Garcia, Golar, and Bailey in on the defensive line. Man in motion, quarterback in the shotgun. He's looking to his right, thrown across the middle. He's got a man open. The ball is complete, so the 3rd down is converted down to the 22-yard line with 3:19. The clock stops, and a huge conversion for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, just didn't get the pressure that they would have liked to on that play.
Clock starts to wind at 3:14 to go. 1st and 10 for St. Francis at the 22-yard line. Quarterback in the shotgun. Man in motion. Again, the blitz coming. There's a little flare out, and 11's got some room to run, and he runs out of bounds stops the clock, runs out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 6, stopping the clock with 2:53 left to go. Gain of 6 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 4. Again, 17-13 the score. The defense trying to make a stand here to preserve this 4-point lead. Quarterback in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Ball is handed off to number 11, and Alejandro Vega blows that up in the backfield, and that's going to bring 1 yard, no gain on the play. That's going to, actually lost a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5, and again, another huge 3rd down, Coach.
Yeah, this is going to be a series of 2 here that Wildcats have just got to see. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Schuster dials up as far as making an effort to stop. They've liked that back out of the backfield. They like that zone read here.
3 receivers bunched to the left. Quarterback does a quick pitch to number 11, and it's blown up by number 10, Brett Walsh, and that's going to bring him short. I don't know that he got any gain on that. No, he's right at the 15-yard line.
I think that gave him a pickup of about 1.
Going to bring 4th and 3 from the 4-15, and here's the ball game. 1:56 left to go in the game. Monrovia sideline coming to life. Here's the ball game, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, 17-13, 4th and 3 from the 15. 2 receivers to the right, quarterback in the shotgun. Takes a snap, he's rolling to his right. He's trying to throw back across the field. He's got a man open. Looks like he's in for the touchdown. He's short of the touchdown.
He's at the 1.
1st and 10, so the roll to the right and the throw back. You just got to tip your cap. It's a good play call. So 1st and goal at the 1, 1:30 left to go. St. Francis, the clock has stopped. Now they're going to wind it. And we'll see what the Wildcats have in them in terms of a goal line stand, Coach.
Well, you're going to definitely see a methodical St. Francis team right now. They want nothing on the clock. If they score, they want nothing on the clock.
Timeout is taken. St. Francis calls a timeout. 1:07 left to go. They wanted to see what Monrovia was going to line up in. 1st and goal from the 1. 4-point game. Unfortunate 3rd down conversion and a 4th down conversion on that drive. And it was a good play call in the last.
It was a good play call, and this is just a case of, again, 2 really outstanding teams, and the Wildcats, regardless of outcome, can walk away from this entire preseason and say, you know what, we're 1 play away from being 5-0 in preseason. There's not a game that they've been out of, although last week sure looked like it, but it didn't end up that way. So again, Coach Maddox plays teams like this because it sharpens them for the league and then beyond.
1:07 left to go. Quarterback under center. Tries the quarterback sneak. He fumbles the ball.
He dropped it.
And Monrovia's got it.
Crazy.
Monrovia's got the football.
David Gallegos
runs off the field with the ball, and there you go. That's why they play it out. Out of the timeout. Huge. Now, do you take this? I guess, no, you don't take the safety. You just try to get out of there.
No, you'd have to try and wedge a couple. You might take a safety in a play or two when there's just virtually no time left. But right now, you just want to, now it's our turn.
To do a quarterback sneak.
To do a quarterback sneak and hold on to the ball.
Yeah, we've got to get our ducks in a row in terms of, and we've had problems there. We've had, tonight we lost a fumble. No, we didn't get, did we get that back? We did get that back. We got that one back, but what a great momentum shifter there. St. Francis with 1st and goal on the 1-yard line, and the ball is fumbled. David Gallegos with the recovery of the fumble, and the Wildcats take a timeout. They want to talk about it and come up with a great play. 1:03 left to go in the game, 17-13 to score. And the crowd on their feet.
Crowd absolutely is supporting them, and the guys playing it. This is why you just don't give up. This is, Friday Night Lights. And I know Coach Maddox doesn't listen to us. I'm thinking maybe you try and go deep. They're not going to be thinking. They're thinking we're going to go right down, boom.
Do a play action and
Mason
throw it deep.
Bryan down the sideline.
Well, Bryan is split out to Hayworth's left, so
we'll just see what plays out.
I like your thinking. Ainsworth the sole setback. Monrovia heavy with Bailey and G5. They give to the up man, and he holds on to the ball. He's still running.
Oh, you know that.
George Frazier out to the 5-yard line. 55. Now, why the whistle hadn't even blown? How many timeouts do they have left? All right, I get. For some reason, the clock is stopped again. I don't know.
Well,
no indication as to why.
Well, the coach is already out there on the field, so I'm not sure. This is ridiculous. Now he points to the timeout. So now it's a timeout.
That has to be their third timeout, folks. I apologize. My statistician tonight did not keep track of St. Francis's timeouts.
Well, we knew they'd get extra ones, so it didn't much matter. So, I mean, again, they can't have enough. The Cats are now in a position where virtually it's just wedge it out. And even if you get to that point, I mean, this is where, it becomes a Hail Mary maybe situation. But you get to that point where if you end up having to punt, you run around in the end zone and take two.
Take the 2 and go out.
Take the 2 and see what you can run out. I might even put someone like a Mason Bryant back there, which they've got deep, but if you're going to get in that situation, get the ball in Mason's hand and let him run around before they tackle him, because they ain't going to catch him right away.
55.7 seconds left. Ball on the 4-yard line. Hayworth, they're in victory formation.
I think that what Coach Maddox probably wanted to find out is, are they out of timeouts?
And they are out of timeouts. We've just been advised that they're out of timeouts. And the coaches are coming down saying they got no timeouts. That's going to bring up a third down. There's 38 seconds left to go. They're going to run the play clock all the way down. And after this, they're not going to be able to stop the clock. 30 seconds left to go.
I still think you go deep.
And again, Hayward takes a knee at the 1 with 20 seconds left to go, and that's going to do it, folks. A dramatic turn of events. With 13 seconds, there's no way to stop the clock. No way to stop the clock. And we're down to 5 seconds, 2 seconds, and that does it, folks. 17-13 is your final score, and Coach, they say root hog or die, you never give up, and that was a perfect example of it tonight.
That sure was. David Gallegos burrowed under that ball. The quarterback got excited. He loses the ball. Wildcats get the victory.
Next week, they're on the road. It starts league. We had a great crowd tonight. They were entertained with a fantastic 17-13 victory for your Monrovia Wildcats. Come out and support them. Come to South Pass and see league start. It's a great time out here, folks.